everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tracy with JDL Threads, and in today's video what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking it all the way back to the very first cutting machine that I got, the very first crafting machine, which was my Cricut Maker 3, right? Because some people think that it's not profitable to actually use this machine, and depending on the application that you're using, that may or may not be true. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to simplify things with your Cricut machine in order to make money, or if you're just into doing very intense craft things with your Cricut machine, you can also do that. It just takes a little bit more time to do that than it would for like a DTF or a sublimation print. Okay, but there's many other things that you can do with your Cricut cutting machine or your cutting machine in general to get all type things done. So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be making a shirt, and the materials that I'm going to be needing today is my Gildan shirt that I did purchase from All Day Shirts. We're going to be needing some vinyl to cut out our design. We're going to be needing our design, which I'm going to pick that up from Where Else Creative Fabrica. I'm also going to be using some parchment paper. I'm also going to be using a cutting mat and my weeding tool. And then we're also going to be using our heat transfer warehouse Walla pressing heat press. That's what we're going to be using today, you guys. So come on over with me to my computer and let's see the designs that we're going to put on this shirt. All right, everybody, we're over at my computer and I'm going to show you the designs that I'm going to be using today. So today I'm going to be doing a Nope, Not Today, which is this design here. If you can see where my pointer is pointing to the black and purple one, Nope, Not Today. I'm going to be doing that one. And then I'm also going to be adding in another one, All Peopled Out. And we're going to combine those two to make the design that I would like to make today. All right. In order to do that, all we would need to do is we would have to click on our design. Now, I am subscribed to Creative Fabrica, so all I would have to do is download it, and which it would download here into a zip file here, and then we would just unzip that file, okay? So again, we're going to be using the Nope, Not Today and the All Peopled Out designs to get our shirt done. So let's head on over now to Cricut Design Space where I can show you how to bring those in. All right, now, so I've already brought in those two designs. This is the one that I've designed with the colors that I would like to have, and I've grouped them so that it moves as one unit. But let me go ahead and take this one out, delete, and in order to get it on your canvas, all you would do is go here to Uploads. You're going to upload an image. Okay, everybody. So once you have your files downloaded, you would just come over to your computer screen and you would find your Downloads File tab, and which is here for me. Mine are not here because I've already transferred mine over, but you would just click on Downloads. Your downloads would come up here. And what I like to do is I just like to highlight all of mine, and then I right click on my mouse and I like to cut mine out and put them in the folder of my choice so that I can remember where I got everything from. So I did get these from Creative Fabrica, so I'm going to go over to my Cricut SVG and PNG folder, which I have set up here. And then you see here I have a Creative Fabrica folder, and this is where my design is. It came in as a zip file, and all I would do is I would click on it, I would push extract, I would go down here to push extract, and it would normally just extract these files out of the folder. But because I've already extracted it, it's telling me, hey, you already have this. What do you want to do? You want to replace it? You want to skip it? Or you want to let me decide? So I have already brought my images out of this zip folder into a regular folder. So I'm going to click off of that, and you will see that that design is here. Nope, Not Today. Nope, it's not that one. It's this one. Nope, not today. I'm going to click on it, and then here it is. So what we would do is I would find the SVG or Hotmail document. I would click on that. I would drag and drop it over to Cricut Design Space. Because I have pushed the upload button, I would drop it in upload image, and I would push continue and upload. And then that would get it on my canvas. Okay, everybody, so now as you can see, I have dropped in the nope, not today. I've uploaded it onto my canvas, and it moves around in the group. So we're going to go back now, and we're going to go and upload all peopled out, which is this folder here, again under my Creative Fabrica folder. I'm just going to click on that, find the SVG, and I would just drag it down into Cricut Design Space, because I did already push upload and upload image, and we would drag it in here and drop. So I'll show you guys that one more time. The SVG file, hover over Cricut Design Space and just drop it. And again, we would do continue and upload. Now I've already done that, so I'm not going to do it again, but here it is in my recent uploads. So I'm just going to click on that one, and I'm just going to add it to my canvas. Okay, now as you can see, it came in very, very big. The actual size of this is 61 by 43, and that is just way too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this little box in the corner, and I'm just going to shrink it very, very small. And I want it to be almost the same size as the nope, not today. All right, and so now you see this one is also grouped, and I don't really like this space in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click arrange while it's highlighted, and I'm going to ungroup it and click outside the box. And now I can push peopled out, and no, I don't want to do that because I want to keep it about the same size. So I want to click somewhere in the middle, and I just want to bring it up some, and then I'm going to highlight the whole thing, and I am going to bring it up here close to where the nope, not today is, so I can get a general idea of how my design is going to look. All right, so for nope and peopled out, I'm going to leave those ones black. Not today, which I'm going to click on that. Actually, it's grouped, so I'm going to push arrange, and I'm going to ungroup it and click outside the box. Now you'll see the not today. I'll click down here on this little purple, and you know I'm on purple because it's highlighted purple. I think I want to make mine green, so just so I can keep consistent as to what I'm doing, I'm going to push green and change it green. So mine is going to look like that. And then this all, I think I'm going to change that to white. And I think I kind of like that. All right, so at this point, what we would do is we would push make it. And I'm going to show you what happened. So as you can see, all of the all is in one piece. But if we go down here to the black, excuse me, the black contour for not today and peopled out, you see that is this, it's just in a random order. So this is exactly how it's going to cut out on your cutting mat once we load it into our machine, and we don't want that. So in order to fix that, what we're going to need to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to cancel that out. Then we're going to highlight peopled out, just peopled out. We're going to come down here to combine. Down here in the right hand corner, we're going to click that, and I'm going to click weld. So that welds all these together so that when we go to push make it, it's going to cut it out in the exact order that it's supposed to cut it out, instead of cutting it out how it wants to cut it out. All right, and so then also with nope, And we know that we're on Nope because Nope is black and Not Today is green. So if we were to click on Not Today on the inside, you will see that it's green up there, but we're not worried about that one right now. We're just concerned with the Nope, which if we go back up to our color box, it is black. We're going to come back down here to combine, and we're going to also weld Nope. Okay, so now when we go to make it, it's going to ask us this time, how do we want it on a mat? I'm going to say confirm. Now you see that all is one cut. And if we go to peopled out, and the contour for Nope, Not Today is going to also be one cut. Instead of having that little extra cutout that it had over here, it's going to cut as one unit instead of a couple of units. And then Not Today, which is going to be my green. All right, so let's see how long this is. Let's see if I can turn people out this way. Actually, no, I can't. It's just way too long. And it comes down to about 13. And my mat that I'm going to be using is a 12 by 12. So I'm going to push cancel, and I'm going to go back to peopled out, and I'm just going to make this width just 11 inches. I'm going to go up here to size where it says W, and I'm going to make that 11 inches because I don't want it to go off side of my mat. All right, now I can probably align that up. So I'm just going to align it to the left like so. And then I'm going to push make it again. So now you see that all is on one cut. And peopled out, we're going to scoot that down, is also inside the mat where I can use my 12 by 12. And Nope contour and Not Today contour is also going to be cut on one mat. And we're going to cut the Not Today in green on a separate mat. Excuse me. So we have 3 separate cuts. So at this point, what I would do is I would push confirm. And then let me just turn on my machine. All right, and actually I'm going to cancel this out, you guys, because I forgot one important step. So it's asking me, are you sure you want to cancel the cut? I'm going to say yes. And because this is heat transfer vinyl, we want to make sure that we mirror all of these cuts. Heat transfer vinyl is mirrored, so we got to go in and mirror those. All right. Now we're going to push continue. And the cut that I'm looking for is going to be I'm just going to pick everyday iron on because I think that's always what I use anyway. And I'm just going to push more pressure. All right, everybody, so my cut is ready to go. It said that I had make sure my mirror was turned on, and so that is turned on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay my vinyl down with the shiny side down. This is the shiny side. This is the matte side. So I'm going to lay shiny side down. And then I'm also going to make sure I start at the top of my mat, because Cricut does cut from the top of your mat. And I'm just going to make sure that that's all flattened out and it doesn't have any bubbles. And I'm just going to hand press it down. If you have a brayer, you can go ahead and use that. But my mat is pretty sticky, so it should be good. But if you have a brayer, you can go ahead and just brayer it out. All right, and so we are ready to take it over to the cutting machine and get that cut out. All right, and so we are over at the cutting machine, you guys. So now you see the two blinking lights are blinking, which means that Cricut is ready for us to load our mat in. So we're just going to load in our mat. Remember, Cricut starts at the top of the mat, so make sure your vinyl is at the top inside those boxes underneath your tabs, and we're going to just push those arrows for it to detect the mat. Once it's detected the mat, it's going to go ahead and make the cut. So we're going to push our blinking play arrow here to start our cut. Now our cut is done. We can just kind of look at our mat to make sure that our cut went all the way through. And I do feel like it went all the way through, but if you had lifted it up and it seemed like it did not go all the way through, all you would do is hit these blinking arrows again without taking your vinyl all the way off of your mat, and it would recut it out. But I feel like mine is cut all the way through. I can feel the cut. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. I'm going to get the other sections cut out, the other layers, and then we'll be back. I'll show you what that looks like so we can go ahead and get it pressed onto our shirt. All right, everybody. So this was the last cut on the mat. So we're going to start out with this one. And as you can see, the vinyl just lifts off so smooth. Nice and smooth. It cut it out really, really nicely. So we're just going to continue to weed those all out. And then once we turn it over, oh, that one little piece looks like it cut all the way through, but that's okay. Not going to worry about that. We're just going to try to lift it off as best we can without distorting the image. So I'm going to really gently just take my tool and go under here and pick that up. I could use my scraper, but it's all the way over there. So I'm just going to do it this way. And that kind of tore my Y out, but that's okay. We can just still go ahead and put that back in there. All right, and so there you have it. The Not Today. My Y, I'll just have to press that one separately in its spot. But yeah, so that's how it will look. And I'm going to go ahead and get the others weeded out, and then we will get this shirt pressed out. All right, everybody, so the design is done. Let me show you what it looks like. And oops, I dropped a piece, so let me get that one as well. There you go. So this is what we're going to be putting on the shirt. And I did change my mind. I'm going to be putting it on this green shirt instead of that pink shirt because, yeah, I like this green lime shirt or army green shirt. So I'm going to be putting it on that one. And I just picked this one up from Michael's. So I'm just going to pull out my platen. Got something white on there. I'm just going to give it a little lint roll with my lint roller. And I'm going to give it a press for about 10 seconds. Okay, everybody, so I'm going to take it off nice and pressed. I'm going to do the usual. I'm going to fold it in half so I can find the center. Give it a light press. And then we are going to go ahead to proceed to getting this shirt decorated. All right, and after thinking about it, you guys, I think that I am going to go ahead and just put this design on the back of the shirt because I'm going to do front and back with this shirt, right? So this is the back of the shirt, right? And this is the front. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over because I want my design on the back. All right. So the first part I'm going to do is nope. And I'm just going to fold it in half so I can find a crease there. Put it up. And I'm going to just bring it down some because it doesn't always have to be all the way up on the shirt. You know, it can be wherever you want. So I want it down. So I'm going to put that down on the back of the shirt. I'm going to press it for about 10 seconds. And my heat press is heated up to 350 degrees, you guys. All right. And I'm going to hot peel it off. Nice. All right. And then I think the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do the all. Because I want the all and people out to be kind of down here. I got to kind of see where this Y is going to land in this today. Yeah, that looks good. I can bring it up just a little bit more. So I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to get my parchment paper and I'm going to put it on top for my black press. And I'm going to press down that white color. All right, that looks good. That looks good. We're going to take that off. Now I'm going to put in the green. You don't really need to fold that because it has an offset that it sits in. There you go. I'm going to put my parchment paper back down and we're going to give it a press. Looking good, you guys, looking good. And then the last part we have to put on is just the peopled out. Gonna fold that in half so I can find where my center E goes. And yeah, I'm just gonna place that right there. That looks good to me. Parchment paper and give it a press. And then we're just going to give one more press to get all those colors sunk into the shirt real good for 10 seconds on 350 degrees, you guys. All right, and we are going to take it off. And let me show you guys how great this shirt turned out. All right, you guys, so hot off the press. There we go. There we go. Not today. All peopled out. Can you guys see that? Let me bag it up a little bit. Not today. All peopled out. Now, this is the back of the shirt, you guys. I am going to be putting something else on the front of this shirt because I want front and back designs. And guess what? It doesn't have to be vinyl. It can be whatever you want. But in order for you to find out what it's going to be, you're going to have to stay tuned for the next video. So, again, my name is Tracy with JDO Threads. I hope you guys enjoyed my video today. And I will see you guys in the next video.